to car flying. Today, we're moving closer and closer to a world where flying cars could soon become the norm. It's a full flying car. They want us on the road by 2030, from cars that turn into small airplanes to vertical takeoff drone-like vehicles. Today, we're going to show you the world's best flying cars, including some that we tested out ourselves. Oh yeah, turn it around. And more importantly, ones that do actually fly. Believe it or not, the first ever flying car attempt was the Curtiss autoplane from back in 1917. And since then, we've seen many other attempts like the AC-35 and the Waterman Aerobill of the 1930s. When the driver wants to take to the sky, he simply rolls into the nearest airport where he's buck his wings. They had them attached in a matter of minutes. Or the Convair 118 and Air Auto PL5C in the 1950s. Some of these were even able to fly, but no one has ever been able to build a commercially viable flying car until now. One of the main problems with flying cars is that cars and airplanes are opposite in design. Cars need downforce and have aerodynamics that make them push to the ground, but an aircraft is designed to do just the opposite and lift up. Cars also need even weight distribution on all four wheels, but an aircraft has up to 90% of its weight on the back wheels. But flying car designs are actually starting to change. Nowadays we have two main types of flying cars: those that need runway space to take off and land like conventional planes, and those that take off and land vertically just like a drone. So let's take a look at the ones we're most likely to see flying over our heads soon. Let's start from the beginning. The first ever road legal and fully functional flying car from recent times was called the Terrafugia Transition, and it was already flying all the way back in 2009. It could drive at 110 kilometers an hour and fly at speeds of 170 kilometers an hour. It also had a foldable wing design that was pretty impressive at the time. The single-passenger design, however, meant it would have been very difficult for the Terrafugia to replace cars on the road. It could also only take off and land like a conventional plane, which means it needed plenty of runway space. With the Transition only receiving flight approval in 2021 and still waiting to be certified as road legal, it's starting to get left behind compared to others. Fingers crossed, flying straight up and out of traffic may just be a possibility in the nearby future. But Terrafugia is still developing flying cars today, and their most recent TFX prototype will land and take off vertically. Powered by two plug-in hybrid 600 horsepower electric motors, the TFX is still just a concept and hasn't flown yet, but it might be a serious contender when it does. To think that their transition car was already flying back in 2009 though, is pretty awesome. Ladies and gentlemen, the Terrafugia Transition. This one is for the thrill seekers. It doesn't take off independently, but glides instead. It's called the Parajet Explorer. This is a truly unique vehicle. This is the fastest in the world that says road legal, flight legal, and is a brilliant off-roader. With its built-in propeller and parachute, the Parajet Explorer is the only ATV that can be safely driven off a cliff with a max driving speed of 137 kilometers an hour and a max flying altitude of 4,000 meters. We're just dying to try it ourselves. The exposed ATV cockpit gives the driver unmatched panoramic views, and Parajet says the unique flight system makes the Explorer one of the easiest and safest forms of flight to master. Our favorite feature? You won't need a pilot license to fly one of these, and with its price expected to be $150,000, it's also the most affordable flying car on our list. Another flying car we got to check out is the Aska Fly. It's road legal though. What's really cool about the Aska A5 is that it's a four-seater, so in theory it could be used as a family flying car. When you have unconventional four-wheel vehicle, yes, they call it a four-wheel motorcycle. So, did you show them what it actually looks like? With its spacious interior, the A5 is roughly the size of a Range Rover when it has its wings closed, and Aska claimed that it's designed for the highest level of safety. One of the most unique features of the A5 is that drivers will have the option to take off and land vertically, as well as like conventional airplanes on runways. It's on target for 2026 commercialization and can already be pre-ordered, so we might be seeing it flying over our heads sooner than you think. Haha, alright, let's do it. You okay to trade for a Bugatti, years? I'm just making a trade on your behalf right now. Sure? Why not? Why not? Alright, it's a deal. And with great convenience comes great cost, as the A5 is expected to cost about $800,000. That's like 2 Lamborghini Aventadors. Is that it? That thing? Oh wow, I was expecting millions. Okay. The next car up was inspired by the mythical winged horse, Pegasus. It's called the Aeromobile M4, and it's the improved 4-seater version of the company's first 2-seater concept model. It seamlessly transforms from car to aircraft, from driving to flying, in under 3 minutes. It's the result of over 10 years of research and development, and with its full carbon fiber monocoque and a cruise speed of 160 miles an hour, it's almost like a flying supercar. What's even cooler is that it's one of the longest range flying cars ever manufactured. Vertical takeoff and landing vehicles, or VTOLs, usually fly up to around 150 miles of range. Commercial airplanes have a minimum of 300 miles of range, but the Aeromobile has up to 500 miles of maximum range, meaning it can actually compete with shorter commercial flights. The Aeromobile M4 sounds incredible, and though we don't know the official price yet, it's estimated it will cost between $1.3 and $1.7 million. Next up, the Samsung Switchblade is a flying car that looks like it could be in a James Bond movie. It has 3 wheels, is already street legal, and has undergone test flights. This 2-seater bullet-shaped vehicle is a result of over 10 years of research and development at Samsung. This flying car does not take off and land vertically, so it's going to need some runway space to fly. But with a max altitude of over 3,300 meters, the Switchblade is a serious alternative to commercial and private air-only travel. And with a maximum driving speed of 200 kilometers an hour, we're not surprised that Samsung calls this a flying sports car. The Switchblade is ready to pre-order and comes in 3 different versions. The standard model at $170,000, the special edition at $330,000, and a premium limited edition at $770,000. Which one would you go for? Now, even though this isn't the car, we still think it's pretty cool. Introducing the flying motorcycle, the LNB 496 Moto Volante was created by Ludovic Lazarev. LNB 496 has an electric motor that provides about 60 miles of on-road range and has a top speed of 124 miles an hour. The total power delivered is around 1,200 horsepower for 2,800 newtons of thrust. And there's a 96,000 JetCat turbine in the hub of each wheel, and with a simple switch, you can swap from drive to fly. It takes around 60 seconds for the bike to fly into the air. At the moment, the LNB 496 can fly for up to 10 minutes. Although, we kinda use the term fly loosely as it currently can just hover 1 meter off the ground. Still, we can't wait to see how this motorcycle develops. Now, we think this is the most futuristic looking car out there. The British-made Bellwether Oryx Bolar. Is it impossible to have the air traffic in the city environment, or we just don't have the proper solution for it? With no wings, this vertical takeoff and landing vehicle lifts off thanks to its hidden propulsion system. Incredibly, Bellwether has already completed the first flight test with a scale model of the Velar. The functioning wingless and hidden engine propulsion design of the 3-seater Velar really makes it a first of its kind. With all its hidden components and premium carbon fiber and composite materials, it's not just lightweight, but also much quieter than other existing flying cars. But it's not just about the functionality and efficiency. Bellwether did not compromise on aesthetics. This flying car looks like a Lamborghini that flies. And while we have no idea how much it'll cost yet, we can't imagine it's going to be cheap. Next is a Dutch flying car, the PAL V Liberty, which comes in sports and limited Pioneer versions. The company says their 2-seater car is the most user-friendly and easiest to use flying car ever produced. Its wings rotate like a helicopter, so we see it more like a drivable helicopter than a flying car, but that doesn't mean we don't love it. The two-seater has an impressive driving range of 1,315 kilometers and a flying range of up to 500 kilometers with a max speed of 160 kilometers an hour. What's even more impressive is that it can fly at an altitude of up to 3,300 meters. That's almost double the length of the Brooklyn Bridge. PAL V is already taking orders for the Liberty, with the sports version starting at $300,000 and the highly customizable Pioneer version limited to 90 units at $500,000. Now hey, no one ever said a flying car would be cheap. This next vehicle is the one that Shaq himself messages about, and it looks more like a giant drone than a car. It's one I got to check out for myself, and it did not disappoint. With its 18 electric propellers, the company claims anyone can fly the Hexalip, and I don't disagree. Obviously. Alright, time to fly. Oh yeah. Got an important mission. Tom Cruise. The 18 propellers are each independently controlled by 18 electric motors. This means the aircraft can be controlled by changing the speed of each individual motor, while also giving pilots excellent visibility. Wow! Oh my god, man. Holy crap, man, we're up high now. This thing can very safely land on either land or water. And get this, because it has 18 individual electric motors, it can continue flying with up to 6 motors completely disabled. One of the coolest features is that you can drive it with a joystick. This is probably the easiest to learn flying craft in the world right now. Although it can't technically drive on the road, this one's an honorable mention for the future of personal air travel. Hexalift is already available for purchase and can be yours for $495,000. Is it worth it? Some of the most groundbreaking flying car designs in recent years have come from China, with manufacturer XPeng releasing 2 prototypes, the X2 and the Aero HT. I got the chance to check both of them out, and though neither are road legal yet, they both fly. Just a few days ago, this actually flew up. This is going to be a prototype for the world's first ever flying car. The X2 looks more like a drone, doesn't have any wheels, and although XPeng classifies it as a flying car, we think it's a bit of a stretch. It's more like an oversized drone. The Aero HT, however, is in every way possible a drivable car, and its groundbreaking wings don't just fold away, but also disappear into the car. It's a fully flying car. They want us on the road by 2030. It takes off and lands vertically just like a drone, but when its wings are folded, it looks like any other car on the road, just a little bit longer. They've already made prototypes fly, and they tested the weight and capabilities, and to be honest, it looks crazy. XPeng has estimated a price of $200,000 for the Aero HT, and that would make it cheaper than an Aston Martin DB12. Which one would you choose? Stop digging flanks with your part. What happens when you take a BMW engine and put it into a car plane? Well, you get the Klein Vision Aircar, a Slovakian flying car now on its 5th working 2-seater concept. With a click of a button, it transforms from car to plane in under 3 minutes. As well as retractable wings, the Aircar also features a foldable tail, giving it great aerodynamics both on air and land. Its technology means the vehicle can create downforce when on land while generating lift in the air. It's also super efficient. Powered by a BMW 1.6-liter engine, the car plane has a power output of 140 horsepower, and Klein Vision estimates the travel range of the Aircar to be 1,000 kilometers. That would mean a record-breaking range for a flying car. We don't know when the Aircar will hit production, but we do know Klein Vision is already developing a 4-seater, a twin engine, and an amphibious version of the Aircar as well. When it does hit the market, the Aircar's price is expected to range from $500,000 to $1 million. So what do you think of these flying vehicles? Let us know in the comments, and don't forget to like and subscribe.